Hi team, we have started your Excel series for Excel for beginners. And so in today's session, we're going to see maths and statistics formula. So before we check this on Excel sheet, let's understand what are the simple terms we're going to use. The first, we're going to use your sum. So sum is nothing, it's just that you have to add all the numbers in a range. And like, for example, here you can see you have a data which is 20, 30, 40, and 50. And so if you add all these things together, so you get here as a 150. So this is what your sum it is. Now let's see next formula. So next formula, it is average. Average is nothing, is to find the mean value. So if you see here, so you can see it returns the arithmetic means of a range. So it is like if your data it is 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And if you try to find out, the average will come here as a 30. So when you calculate average, it ignores text and it also ignores empty cell automatically. Then the third function, it is your minimum function. And minimum function is nothing, it's just to find the lowest value, among the range which you have. Like, for example, here you can see you have the value which is 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And if you give here as a formula this one, so the minimum value it is coming here as a 10. Oh, yeah, obviously with, you can check here also. The minimum value it is coming here as a 10. Let's see the next function. The next function is a max function. In this, you have to find the largest number. Like, for example, if your value it is 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, and if you give this formula, so here you get the largest value. Now, you can also pair this with the minimum to find the range spread. So here you can see this is example of a range spread. So you get here as a range spread here. That's a different formula anyway. Then the next function, it is a count function. So count function is nothing, it's just that it counts the numeric cell. Like for example, here you can see you have a 10, then this is not numeric, then 30, this is also not numeric, 50 and 60. So it's just counting the numeric value. So you can see the answer is coming as a 4. Now, if you want to use your to count your non-empty cells, so in that case, you have to use your count a function. Then we have a round function. So in your round function, you specify, specifically, basically, decimal places, you round it. So let's see, we have a three example here. So in the round one, you can see the number, it is 3.1415 and you want to round it to the two decimal places. So you can see the result is coming as a 3.14 because here you have given as a 2. Then again, you have a number which is 3.14159, and then you just want to round down to 0. So you can see it is giving you as a 3. Again, you have a 345, and if you round this to -2, so what it will do, it will take it as a 3 and double 0. So this is what the round function it is. Then you have a ABS function, which is your absolute value if you have to find. Basically, it is nothing. It's just that any negative number, you will convert that to positive. Like for example, here you can see you have -45 and it has converted to positive, which is 45. So this is what we actually do in the ABS function. Then you have a mod function. Mod is nothing, it's just that you have to find the reminder after your division. So it just whatever the reminder is coming, that is basically it's your mod function. So here also you can see return the reminder after division. So you can see 10 divided by 3. So 3 3 is a 9. So you will see that 3, it will be your, but the reminder, it will come 1 because 9 minus 10, reminder is 1. Same thing here also, you can see like you can check out your mod function. Another function, it is power. Power is to raise to power to the given exponent. So that is for the power it is. Like for example, here you can see 2 to raise it to the 10. So it will come as a, so 10 times 2, it will become as a 1024. So that is what the power function it is. We'll see all these examples. on Excel sheet also. Then you can see you have a SQRT. SQRT is nothing, it's just a square root. Like for example, 144. So if you take out the square root, it will become as a 12. So that is your square root. Then another function, it is integer. So integer, we're going to see what is integer. Integer is nothing. It's just that you have to remove the decimal. So that is what your integer it is. Like for example, you can see 4.9. So 4.9, you're removing the, so you remove the decimal, so it will be, so it will come here as a -5. So that is what your integer it is. Then you have a ceiling. So let's see what is ceiling. Ceiling is nothing. It's just that round a number up to the nearest multiple. So here you can see 4.2. So you're just rounding up to 1. So it has become 5. Then you can see another example. It is 4.2. Then you're rounding it to 0.5. So it has become 4.5 as an example. Then here you can see rounding it to 9. So that is what your rounding function it is. And the last one, it is floor. So floor, it is nothing. It's just a round a number down to the nearest multiple. Like for example, here you can see 4 round down. So in that case, you have given value 1, so it has become as a 4. Now another example, it is you want to, so here it has become as a 0.5. Now 7, 3, and it has round down to 6. So that's what this example on Excel sheet, and we're going to so here this is my Excel sheet, Excel for beginner, and here you can see this is my sample data. So we're going to do all the we have divided this your maths and statistics into three basic function. Another it is rounding function, and then you have a math function. So let's see here how we can do. The first one, it is coming here as a sum. So what we're going to do, we're going to add all the number together. So these are the numbers. So we're going to add all these together. So how we're going to write here? We're going to give here as a equal to sign, and I'll write here as a sum. Open the bracket, and I'll select from G4 to your G9, and P9, P4, G4 to your P4. This is P4. Close the bracket here. Press enter. You will see the total of all these detail. It is coming as a 593. Now let's see how we can find. So the moment you see here, team, the moment you start typing here also it is coming. Now because it is already hidden, if I use a tab function, it will open the bracket. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm again going to select your from the G4 to your P4 and then close the bracket. So it will find out the average here. So it is giving me 59.3. So this is your average. The next function, it is your minimum function, and we're going to find out the smallest number bracket here. And if I select it from your G4 to your P4 and close the bracket, and if I press enter, you can see it is giving me 12. So here also you can see the minimum value, it is coming here as a 12. So this is what it has taken. Then we're going to find out the maximum value. So here you can see find the largest number. So among all these sample data, we're going to find the largest number. So we're going to give here as a equal to sign, and I'll give here as a max and open the bracket. And again, I'll select the value from your G4 to your P4 and close the bracket. And if I press enter, you can see it has given me 99. So here also you can see 99 is the highest value. So that is the reason it is giving as a 99. Then we're going to count your all these, the how many number exist actually. So you can see this is a sample data, and we're going to count how many number it is. So I'm going to give it as a equal to sign and would give it as a count. Open the bracket E4 and close the bracket. It is giving me 10. So there are total 10 number exist here. So this is how team you find your all these your statistical function. Now, if you want this Excel sheet, just your comment your email ID will send you this Excel sheet here. Now let's see how we can do the rounding function. So rounding up to 2 decimal. So we're going to round this up to 2 decimal. I'm going to press here as a equal to sign. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to type it as a round, open the bracket. And with this round here, I'll select here as your Acha, so even if I have to round, so we have to do some, I'll find out the average for this and then we're going to round this figure. So you average and just open the bracket. And with this opening of a bracket, just select your all these number from your G and then close the bracket. And what it should round? It should round to close the bracket, press enter here. So you can see it has taken as a 9.3. So here you can see this is the average it is coming. And because we have given the round up to 2 decimal places, because the decimal places is only coming as a 1. So it has taken only single decimal places. The next function, it is your integer. And in this, we're going to find your integer. So what integer does, it removes a decimal. So let's come here and find this. So here, what we're going to do, I'll find here as your integer. And in this integer, we're going to go ahead. So I'll type it as a equal to sign and I'll type it as a int. Open the bracket. And what I'm going to give here, I'm going to give here as a 87, and we'll see that, how much is going to do the integer. So you can see integer is nothing, it's just a remove decimal. So if I press enter, because we have given 0.87 and we'll see whether it's removed or not. So if I press enter, you can see it has removed the decimal places. So it is showing as a 9. Then you have a ceiling function. So what is ceiling function? So see, so if I click here as a equal to sign, and if I type it as a ceiling is coming here. So I'll select this ceiling and open the bracket and, and to nearest to 1 here, I'll select this. And if I press enter, so what is doing? It's rounding up to the nearest 1. So 4.2. And if I want to round this up to the 1, so it will take it here as a 5. So here you can see it has round up to the nearest 1, right? So if I want to round this to the nearest 2, and if I press enter, so you will see it has become as a ceiling function. Another function is a float function. It will round down to the nearest 1. So here I'll press here as a equal to sign and I'll type here as a float. Okay. I'm going to give it as a 4.9. 4.9 and I want the nearest one here. So it's going to round down. So what it will do? It will take it as a 4. So here you can see it has rounded down and it's at 4. So what is ABS? And we're going to give it as a ABS. ABS is nothing, it's just a return absolute positive value. So whatever is the negative value which is there, it will return to the positive value. So let's come here. And if I give here, because we don't have any negative in the example, and if I press enter, so you will see it will take it as a positive value 150. So this is what your math function it is. ABS. Then you have another function which is MOD. So mod is nothing. It's just you have to find out your reminder. So whatever the reminder is, if I give here as a mod, open the bracket, and I'll type it as a 17 divided by 5. And then if I close the bracket, so 17 divided by 5, you will see 5 is a 15. The reminder will come as a 2. So here you can see the reminder is coming as a 2 because 17 minus 15, it comes as a 2. Then you have a square function. So square, so what we're going to do here, so you 3 raised, and we're going to give here as a square, which is your, I'll give here as a, POWER, and then open the bracket here. So I'm going to raise this 3 to your 4. I'm the power of 4. And so if I take it here, so here you can see it is coming as a 81. So if you take it as a 3 into 3, it comes 91 Sorry, 3 into 3, it comes 9. 9 threes are 27, and 9 4, then again, if I take it as this 27 into 3, it comes as a 81. Then you have another function. So SQRT, nothing. It just you have to find the square root. So let's see if I find the square root of 144, this will be 12 only. So if I give here as a SQRT, open the bracket, and if I give here as a 144, close the bracket, press enter, you can see here it has come as a 12. So this is a simple maths and statistic formula which is there for the beginner. And in the next series, we'll see the text formula, how we can use a text formula for the beginners. All right, team. So I'll stop this session here. Hi, team. In today's session, we're going to see your text formula. Since we have started the series for Excel series for beginners, so today we're going to see text formula. So let's see what is text formula. So there are total 13 functions we're going to see. The first function is len function, and the purpose of the len, it is to count all the character in a cell including space. Like for example, here you can see we have given inverted comma with the Excel, and so there are total 5 character. So it is showing you the 5 characters. So this is what your len function is about. Now the second function we're going to see is your upper function. Upper function is nothing, it's just it's converting all the letter to the uppercase. So like for example, here you can see this is a lowercase, it is written, it will turn into the uppercase. Now, so you have to give this for the upper, and then whatever the text you want is to be in the uppercase. So here you can see hello is coming into the uppercase. So that's a second function. Third function, it is lower function, just the way we have seen uppercase. Similarly, you also have a lowercase, and lowercase, it will convert all the character to the lowercase. Like for example, here you can see we have given the world in the lowercase, so it has converted into the lowercase. So that is a third function. Now let's see fourth function. Fourth function, it is your proper function. So which means like capitalize the first letter of your each word. So if there are 2 word, 3 word, whatever the word you have, each character of your first word, it will make it capital. So here you can see we have given proper John Doe, and here it has converted into your first letter, this first letter, it has converted into the capital. Even the Doe, it is first letter, it has converted into capital. So that is a proper function. Now, fifth function is a trim function. So what trim does, it removes the extra space from the text. Keep single space between the words. So it just removes the extra space. So here you can see we have used trim, and so we have given high there. So it has removed high, between the, whatever the space which is there. So it has removed this extra space. So it is showing you high there. So like this, we can use the trim function. Sixth function is a left function, which means from the left hand side, how many text you want, you can see. So like for example, in this case, you can see we have an invoice, and from the left hand side, we want the first 3 character. So you can see it is showing you the INV, which is the first 3 character of an invoice. So that is a left function. Now let's see the next function. Next function is a right function. So right function, just the way it shows from the left, now here it will show from the right. You can see we have given right, and we have given in, then dash, and then 2024. So we want from the right hand side. So you can see that it has taken 2024 from the right. Then we have a mid function. So what mid function does? Mid function extract character from the middle, from the starting at a given point. Like for example, here you can see we have this character which is AB hyphen 1234 hyphen CT, and we want it to read 4 character, and and it should read fourth character also. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is reading from the fourth character. So, and it is reading fourth character also, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what the mid function it is from. So from anywhere you can read the mid character. So that is what your mid function it is. All these things we're going to see on the Excel sheet also. We'll apply this formula and we'll see how we can do this function. Then we have a ninth function, which is a concat function. So concat function, it is nothing. It's just that it joins a two word. So that is, we use a concat. Like, for example, here you can see hello world, and we want a space also between these two. So you can see it has taken hello world. So it's just like, joining two words. So that is where we use concatenate. And then the another function is a find function. So we use find function to figure out if there is any word and a particular text is what is the position it has been placed. Like, for example, you can see find. We want to find it out at the rate from where? From user at the rate mail.com. And we want to find it out at the rate position. So you can see it is showing as a fifth position. So that is the meaning of a find function. Then we have a substitute function. Substitute function is nothing. It just does a substitute. So it just replaces, specific text with a new text. So that is what the substitute it is. So you can see we have a like 2024, and then we have a 0101. And what we want to do, we want to replace your hyphen with the forward slash. So here you can see it has replaced hyphen with the forward slash. So this is what the substitute it means. And then you can see, actually, you can also substitute with the text also. We'll see with an example. And now here you can see that just substitute with the hyphen with the forward slash. We'll see how we can substitute text. Then you can see there is a text function. A text function, it formats and the number as a text using the custom format code. So it will format your text here. So you can see we have your 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we want to this to format. So it has taken as a DT. Then we have taken as a month, and then we have taken as a year. So what it has done, it is showing me as a 21st January 2025. So this is what it has formatted your text here. And so let's see the further thing here. So we have a ref. So ref function, it is like a text string specify the number of times. So how many, you want to repeat your a particular text for the number of times. So like, for example, I want to repeat this star 4 times. So here you can see it is coming as a 4 times. So that was about your all these 13 function in your text formula. Let's apply this on an Excel sheet and see how it will look like, how we can apply all these details. So here you can see I have a text formula. Now this text formula, I have divided into four major sections. One, it is to find it out your length and cases. Another, it is trimming and extraction. Third, it is joining, searching, and replacing. And fourth, it is formatting and repeating. Now here you can see these are the certain example of a text, which is hello world, John Smith. So all these we have, and we're going to apply, we're going to see how this formula is going to work. Now the first one, it is coming as a len, and we're going to count the character, including spaces. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply in your G4. So this is my G4 here. So G4, you can see it is. So I'm going to apply this len and I'm going to see, including spaces, how many character it is coming. So if I give here as a equal to sign, and if I type here as a LEN and open the bracket here, I'll select this, your G4, and close the bracket here and press enter. So you can see it is showing me as a 15. How 14? Let's read this here, team. I think there's a two space here, two. This is 5, and then this is 5, 12, and then there is one space here, which is 13, and I think two space after this also, so that makes it 15. The next formula is to convert to uppercase. So let's see how we can convert this to uppercase. So I'm going to give here as a equal to sign, and I'm going to give here as a upper sign, open the bracket here. And what I want in this uppercase, I want to this text here. Now, this text is already in the uppercase. So in this case, what I'll use a Smith just to see that how it will take it as a uppercase and close the bracket and press enter here. You can see now it has taken as a complete, word in the capital letter in the uppercase. Now, similarly, we're going to convert into a lowercase. So if I give this equal to sign and I'm give this here as a lower, open the bracket. Now, this John isn't coming in capital, so I'll just make it here into the lowercase. Press enter. Now you can see it has taken as a lowercase. Now there is a proper function. So proper function, it will capitalize the first letter of each word. So the first letter of each word you can see. I'll go ahead with the uh, or let's go ahead with the hello world. So here I'll give this equal to sign and I'll write here as a proper. So here it is coming as a proper. Open this, and if I select your G4, close this bracket here, press enter. You can see the first letter, it is coming as a of the both word, it is coming as a in capital. So that is how you can see the length and cases. Now we're going to see the trimming and extraction. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove some extra spaces. Now here you can see hello world, it is coming, and I'm going to remove some extra spaces if there is any extra spaces is coming here. I don't think so there is any extra space which is coming here. This is also not an extra space, but let's just make it here as an extra space. Acha, this has also changed. Okay, I don't want. So okay, I'll just go ahead with this. So here, if I come here and type as an equal to sign, and I'm going to type it as a trim. So you can see trim is coming here. Open the bracket here, and I'm going to select here as your hello world and then close the bracket here. So here you can see it has taken as a hello world. Well, there is no extra space here. So it's just showing in the same way. But if there is any extra space, it will remove those extra space. So if you want to see an example, let's take this, your hello world only, and give it some space here. So if I give this a space here, and let's just apply instead of G4, I think I will apply this to your G. So this is your G6. If I close the bracket. Now here you can see hello world, it has removed those extra space. Now another formula, it is extract the 5 character from the left. And I'm going to extract the 5 character from the left. So I'm going to give here as a equal to sign. I'll type here as a left and then open the bracket. I'm going to use this Excel 24. So if I take it from the left, the 5 character, so it will take it as your Excel as a 5 character. So K 4, I will take it. And then I want the 5 characters. So if I close this bracket, press enter, you can see it has taken as an Excel because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 it has taken from here. Then I'm going to extract the 4 character from the right. So again, I'll give this here as a equal to sign and I'll write here as a right. Open the bracket and select your K4. And from the K4, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write here as a 4 character and then close the bracket here. So you can see it has taken from the right hand side 2024. So this is how you do that. And then you have a extract 4 characters starting at the position 7. So starting at the position 7, you want the 4 character, extract 4 character starting at the position 7. So I am going to take it as your this one. So here, if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bracket 6, I think it will show as a 2024 only. So if I give this here equal to sign, and if I type here as a mid, open the bracket, and if I select my this text from here, and I am going to take it here as your comma, and after giving comma, what I want, my requirement is extract four character starting at position 7. So I'll take it as a 7. And and then after 7, what I'll do, I'll give this comma here again. Or maybe let's suppose, okay, let's take it as a four character because that is what my formula it says. So if I press enter, you can see it has taken as a 2024 because after 7, this is you're starting from 7. So 2024, it is coming. Then we have another formula which is joining, searching, and replacing. So let's see here what your concat it does. Concat is nothing, it's just a joining text with a space. So I'm going to use this concat here. So I'll give it as a equal to sign, and I'm going to use here as your concat and equal to sign. So what I'll do here, uh, I'll write here a word which is hello. And then I will also close this bracket here, give this comma here, and I want a space also to be there. So that's a space, and then again give a comma, and then again in inverted comma, what I'll do, I'll take it here as a hello. Um, let's take it as a hello world only. So this one I'll take it as a world here, and again this close the bracket and close the bracket here. So you can see it has taken as a help, join the two word, but the space is not coming here. Actually, I've not given any space. So I'll give it a space here and then close the bracket here. Now you can see there is a space coming there. Then find position of at the rate in email. So I'm going to find the position of a at the rate. So now we can already see here that it is placed at the 5 position. So what I'll do, I'll give it as a equal to sign and I'll type here as a find, and then I'll open the bracket. I'll give here as a at the rate sign, close it here, and then I'll give here as a comma and I'll select this, what is J4, and close the bracket. Now you can see it is placed at the 5th position. So like this, you can see you can do this. And then there is a substitute. Substitute is nothing, it's just a replacing a word. So you can see like hello, hello world, they have, we're going to replace this. So let's see that how we can replace this. So if I select here as a equal to sign, and then here I'm going to write here as a substitute, and this substitute, what I'm going to do, substitute your G3 or G4 word, and with the G4 word, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this comma. So what I want to substitute, I want to substitute your world. So this world, and I want to close inverted comma and give here as a comma with which word I want to substitute. I want to substitute with hello. I'll give here a city and close the bracket, inverted comma close and close the bracket. Now you can see it has given me as a hello city. So like this, you can replace and you can do all these. Now let's see another two word more formula, which is text and rept rect. So this is formatting and repeating. So here I am going to take it as text. So if I give here as a equal sign, what do I have to do? Format a date as a text. So I'm going to give here as a equal to sign and I'll type it as a text. And then what I'm going to do here, I will take it as today, and then I'll give here as your comma open and the close. Give here as a comma. And how do you want this to be formatted? I want this to be formatted into date, then hyphen, then I'll give here as a month, and I'll give here as a month, and then hyphen, and then I'll give this here as a year. And what I'll do, I'll close this inverted comma and close the bracket also. Now you can see it has come into your this format. So like this also you can give your text as a date format. And the last one is repeating something at a 5 times. So I'll give here as a equal to sign, rept, open the bracket. And what do you want to repeat? I want to repeat, inst I want to repeat, where is the star on my laptop? Here it is. This is star. I want to repeat. And how many times do you want to repeat? I want to repeat this 5 times. So if I open this and close this, so you can see this star is coming here as a 5 times. So like this, teams, you can use your all these text formula. And before I close the session, again, if you want this sheet, Excel sheet, just comment your mail ID. We'll send you this sheet. All right, we'll stop the session here, and then the next session we're going to see date and time. Chalo, okay, team. Hi, team. In today's session, we're going to see how we can use date time formula. So let's see, let's begin with this, how we can use date and time formula. And we have already started the Excel series for beginners in today's session. So the first function we're going to see today. Now, today is a function which will automatically, if you give this on your Excel sheet, which is equal to sign today, it will show you today's date. Now you can see today's date. It is coming as a 26th of April 2026. Now there are some other example also. So if you give this plus 10, which means it will A1, and if A1 is equal to 1st of January 2026, so what it will do, from today's date, it will minus your 1 day, and then it will give you how many days it is there. So it is 115 days. So that's it, today's days. Do not worry, all these functions we're going to see on your Excel sheet also. The second function we're going to see, that is your now. Now what it does, it gives you the current day plus time. Like for example, you can see if we use this formula, so what it is doing, it is giving you the day, and it is also giving you the time also. What time, you have given this formula. Now let's see some of the another example of a now. Now you can see it will give you the time and date. Now plus one, it will add for tomorrow's date and time. Then you also have a now and plus, so it will give you only date with no time. So if you use a function like this, so like this, you can use this now function. Third function, it is for month. It will give you the month which you're actually, working. So that you give you a formula, which is, like here you can see month and the date. So, or if you give it like month and the A1, and A1 is your this date. So you can see June is a 6 month. So it has returned you the value with the June. Then another example, if you see here, if you take it today's, so obviously this is April is going on, so it is 4th. Now this is August, it is going on 8th. You can see the month it is coming here. Then you can also give your text also, like text and today's, and if you give month, so it will give you the April month. Then you can see you have your year. So year also, it will return your year. And if you give here as a year, which is equal to A1, so you can see 15th of June 26. Now there are certain variation in the year function also. So if you give your year function like this, so you can see it is giving you 2026. If you give your year like this, which is today, minus year A1, so whatever the A1 in the year which you mentioned, so it will subtract that and it will give you the age in the year. And then you can also see if you give like this, which is 1st of January 2000, so you can see it is giving you the year 2000. Then the fifth function, it is your weekdays. So what it will do, it will give you the return on your weekday. Now this is a bit tricky, like function which is there. So, this probably, with the help of an Excel, I'll explain you in a better way, but let's see what it is. But you can see the formula, it is how it is a weekdays, then it has a date and it has a return type. Like for example, you can see weekday today is Sunday, and then you can see it is coming here as a 2. So what it is telling you, if today is your Sunday, then what is a weekday, 2. So in this case, which means like your Sunday, which is starting as 0, and then Monday is your 1, right? So in this case, so you will see Monday is your 1. So here it is giving you the as a answer as a 7. So this is a 7 answer it is giving you, considering Monday as a 1. But ideally, I think it should come here as a 6, because it should, if you take it as a today and Sunday is equal to, okay. So if you're taking Sunday as a 0, it will again fall on the 7. If you're taking Monday as a 1, then Sunday will again fall at the same. Now here today it is taking as a one, which means Sunday as a one. So what is Sunday? Sunday is a one here. Now, this is a bit tricky, team. I'll explain to you with the help of an example, a better way. Past, people, they always get confused with the weekdays. So what weekdays to calculate? So that's something which I'll explain to you with the help of an example. Then you have a week num. So week num is nothing. It just returns a week number of a year. So we know that there are total 52 week. So like if you give your this today's date, which is 26th of April 2026, so it is 17th week of the year. So like this, you have a different variation. So you can see today's it is a 17th week, and then today, and then to again it will be like here also you can see 26. It is a of your year. So like this, you can also find out your week number. Then you can see date if. What is date if? Date if basically it calculates between two dates in the year, month, and the date. So, for example, like here you can see you have a date which is a start and end date, and you have given this is a start date, and today is the end date. So you want a year. So you can see there is 36 year it has calculated. This is the year, today's date, and you want month. So you can see how many month it has calculated. Then you can see this is a date and today, and you want year and month both. So like this, you can see it is calculating your year and month both, right? So you can see, so like this, so you can see YM basically it is giving you the month, ignoring the year. Then you have a E date. So add or sub number of a month to a date. Like for example, you can see start date and month. So you can see today, and you have given this three. So what it is doing, it is adding 3 months to this. Then you can see today, and you have given -6. So it will subtracting 6 months from your today's date. You can see this is a date and one. So what it is doing, it is adding 1 month. So like this, you can use your E date. Then you have a E month. So E month basically returns the last day of a month. So that is what the E month we use for. So here we can see with certain example. So here, like you can see, formula it is EO month. And if you give today, and if you give this E0, so you will see like today's date, it is 26th of January 2026. But the result, it is giving you 30th of April 2026 because it is calculating last day of a month. So here also you can see it is calculating last day of a month. Then here you can see team, which is today, and you've given one. So it is adding for the next month of the last day and -1 or for the previous month. Because this is April is going on, so it is calculated for the 31st of March. So that is where we used your E month. And then you have a work day. So work day is basically, it gives you the return a future working day excluding the weekend. Example, after 10 working days from today. So basically what it is doing returns a date that is n working days, which is Monday to Friday before or after start date, and skip the weekend. So this basically it skips a weekend. So for example, you have given this today, and you have given this 5. So it has taken as a 1st of May 2026. Then you can see you have taken today, and then you have given -5. So you can see it has taken as the 17th of April. So this is like 26, because today is 26. So if you add 5, it has taken as a 1st of May. And then on 26, if you -5, it has taken 17th of April. And then if you see your today's, and then here you have given 10 and H1 and H5, so it will skip your all the holidays too. So like this, you can calculate your work day. Then you can see there is a net work days. So net work days counts the number of working days between two dates. So if you have a 2 date, it will count the number of working days. Working days team, remember, not a weekend. So you can see today's 26, and then you have given as a 30th of June 2026. So you can see there are total 47 days. Then you have given 1st of April 2026, and you have given today's. So you can see it is 80 this detail, because from here, 26 and today's date, so it has taken 18 days. Then you can see A1, B1, and H also minus the holiday. So like this, you can see your all these calculation. Actually, from your 20s, see from the 1st of April 2026. So if we calculate till 26, I think, it comes somewhere on 26 days, but do remember it is called, give is not the weekend. So it has subtracted your Saturday and Sunday weekend. And then you can see you have a date where you just calculating a specific date. So here you have given like date, year, month, and day. Then you can, and then you have given first and first. So you can see 1st of January 2026. Then here you can see you're given 2026, 13, and then you have given 1. So it is calculated as a first of January. So why Excel Enhanced Overflow 13-month rolls to the next year? Okay. So it has taken for the next year. So like this, you can see team. And then you have a weekdays. Weekdays, something which I'll explain to you, as I said, with this example, that weekdays I'll explain to you with your on the Excel sheet because that will be much more convenient to explain. Now let's come here. So we have this Excel sheet where we're going to do your date and time formula. And so we're going to see, apply all these formula and we're going to see what all these result is going to come. So you can see we're going to calculate today's days. So here it is coming as a return today's date. So I'm going to calculate today's date. So if I give here as a equal to sign and if I type here as your today, and then if I give close this bracket also, you press enter. So you can see it has taken as a today's date as a 27th of April, 2026. The next formula here it is giving you as a now. So what it will do, it will calculate today's date along with the time. So you can see return current date and the time. So it will take this date also, and also it will give you the time. So if I give here as a equal to sign, and if I give here as a now, so you can see now is coming here. And then if I open the bracket and if I close the bracket and if I select it here, so you can see it has taken today's date along with the time from my system. So this is your today's date and the time. Then the third formula, it is function. It is a day. What it will do, it will extract the day from the number of day. So it will extract the number of a day from date here. So if I give this here as a equal to sign, and if I give here as a day, so you can see here is a day. And then again, if I take it here as your, I'm going to calculate for this date. So which is 15th of June 1995. So if I select this here, so it will give you as a 15 only. So here you can see it has given you as a 15 only because it's a 15 day which is there. Then next function, it is month. It will give you a month. So we're going to calculate for this. You can see it is month of June only. So it will take it as a June. So if I give this here as a equal to sign, and if I type here as a month, so month, and then if I select your this state, and if I close your this bracket, and if I press enter, you can see it has taken as a 6th of, which is June. So here also the date is falling in the month of June. The next function here, it is to calculate the year. So year it's also 1995 we can see here. So we're going to calculate this year. Give here as a equal to sign and give your year. Give your again your this date and close this bracket here. Press enter. It will take it as a 1995. So like this team, you can see the calculation it is coming here. Now weekday, it's a bit tricky. So what I'm going to do here, if I calculate this here, so first let me apply the formula, then I'll explain you how it is coming here. So if I give here as a equal to sign, and if I type here as your week, and I'll take it as a weekday, and I'll open the bracket here, and I'll type here as today. So and with this here, and and I'll give this 2 here. So return value, I have given this here as a 2, and I'll close this bracket here, and I will take it here as your, you know. Now here you can see it has taken as a, so you can see here because Monday is your, so if I take this here theme, so here you can see 2, it is coming in. Now here you can see I have taken you this example. So with this example, so here you can see when the week starts from 1, and now here you can see what I have done when the week starts from 2, and then here I have taken as a Monday as a 1. So when you're taking Monday as a 1, and you have given as a 2. So in this case, Monday will become as a 1, right? Because Sunday you are starting it as a So you can see, so today it is Sunday is equal to 0, Monday is 1, right? So Monday here it has taken as a 1. And even also team, if you come here and if you remove this, here you can also see your formula here. So you're giving 2, so it means Monday is 1, right? So Monday is 1 here, you can see, and then Sunday it will become 7. So today is Monday, so it has taken as a 1. So like this also you can see your all these formula here. So I'll give this 2 here. So 2 it is, you can see Monday is 1 here, right? So today is Monday, so it's taken. Then you have a week num. So what this week num it will do, it will calculate your week number of your year. So week number of your year. So I'll give this formula here. So here you can see I've given this and I'll give this week num. So I've given this week num and I will open this bracket here. And in this case, what I'll take it, I'll give this today. Today, I'll close this bracket and I'll give this here as your 1 in this case. All right. So what is happening? And then I will close this bracket here. So it has given me as a 18 day. So what it is actually calculating, it is calculating which week it is here. So you can see today is Monday, which is started. So this is the 18th week of the year. So this is why it has taken as a 18. Then you have a dative. Dative function we use when you're calculating between two dates. So if you're calculating year between two dates, you can use as a dative. So let's see how we can calculate your dative. I'll give here as a equal to sign, and I'll give here as a date, and I'll give here as a date, and I'll give here as a if. And then what I'm going to do here, I'll select your this bracket here. I'll select your this date, which is from your this date, it will calculate the year. And from till what date? Till today. So I'll select this till today. And what do I want? I want to calculate the year. So I'll give here into your year and close this, your inverted comma, and again close this here. So from 1995 to your 2006, I think it's 30. There's some issue it has taken. Here it is not date if, it is your, we have to use dated ED. I think that's what an issue it is coming. So if I press enter, you can see here it has taken as a 30 days. So like this team, you can use your data and now let's use the E date. What is E date? E date is basically a date 3 months from today. So it will add your 3 months from today. So if I calculate this, so I give here as a E date. So here you can see E date, it is coming here. So I'll give this as a today, start it as a today. And then I'll close this and I want to add 3 months here, right? So it will add this 3 month from your today. So you can see it has taken as a 27th of I think 3 month it is your, this is July it has taken. So this is April, May, June, July. Yeah, right. Then you can see EO month, which is the last day of a current month. So if you want to calculate the last day of a current month, so I'll give this here as a equal to sign, and here I'll give this as a EO month. And then what I'll do, I'll select it as a start date as today, and then I'll close this and I want to calculate for this month. So I'll give this comma and I'll give this here as a 0, close the bracket. So it will take it as a April. I think April has some 30 days. So you can see 30th of April it has taken. Then we have another function team, which is your work day. So what we are doing, work day, basically it is date 10 working days ahead. So I'm going to add on 10 days on your today's date, which is 27 plus 10 days. So here I'll give this as a equal to sign and I'll give this here as a work day. Um, so I'll take it as your, in this case, work day, open this bracket here and start it. I'll take it as today, and I'll close this here and then I'll give comma and I want to add 10 days. So here I'll give this 10 days and then close the bracket. Now here you can see it has added 10 days to today's date. So it has taken as a 11th of May. Oh, is it 11th of May? If I add 10 working days ahead. So today's 27. I don't think so. It is 11th of May. It is adding more days here, right? So here from work day, if I take it as today's day, it has taken 10 days ahead, 27. If I add this 10 days, so what it should take it here, um, I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I don't think so. It is calculating your weekend. So it's just calculating your days. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then your 11th of, you can see here. So this is the 10th day, right? So this is how it is calculated. It's not calculating your weekend. So again, if you calculate this here, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 11th, right? So 11, yeah, this is absolutely fine. So 10 day ahead, which is excluding your weekend. So it is taken as a 11th of May. Then there is a working days between dates. So we're going to calculate a working days between days. So you have to use a function which is net of work days. So I'll give here as a equal to sign, and then I'll give here as a net um, work days, and I'll select open the bracket here. From here, we're going to calculate your working days between days here. So I'm going to select your function here, which is your this date. From this date, I want to calculate your end date till today. So if I select it as your today here, and then what I will do here, I'll close this bracket here, and then final bracket, I'll close it here. So you can see it has taken as a working days as a 8,053 days. So from your 1995 till today's. So these are the working days which you can see. And the last function we have here as a date, which is create a date from part. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it as a equal to sign. I'll select here as a date. And then I will give here as your, what should I give? Create a date from part. So I'll give here as a 2025. And then here I'll give this 12, and here I'll give this 25. And if I close this bracket here, so here it has taken as a your I think this is your uh, month, day, and then again as a year 2025. So like this, you can see you can calculate your all these date with this formula. Now, if you want this sheet team, you can comment your email ID. We'll send you the sheet. And in the next, Excel for Beginner series, we're going to see the logical, how we can calculate your all these logical value, so function. So we'll stop the session here. Hi team, let's understand today Excel series. Now, since we have started a series for beginners, so in today's session, we're going to understand what is logic formula. And in this, so we're going to understand there are total 10 logic formulas. So let's see what is logic formula. So the first one, it is with if condition. Now let's understand what is if condition. If condition is return one value if the condition is true. And if the condition is not true, it will return false. So that is what is if condition it is. Like for example, here you can see mark a student as a pass or fail based on your this B2 is a cell it is showing. So it is what it is showing here. If your B2 is greater than or equal to 60, then it is pass. If it is not greater than or equal to 60, in that case is going to fail. Now here you can see you have a sample data here. So you have a student here and here you have a score. Now here you can see Alice has scored more than 75. So obviously this is pass. You can see the result, it is coming as a pass. Bob has scored 45. Now for 45 is basically less than or equal to 60. So it's a fail. So here you can see it has failed. Another one, it is Carol. You can see it is 60. Now, obviously, it is equal to 60. Again, it is pass. So this is what your if condition is all about. Now, let's see the another function. So another function is your AND function. So what AND does, like return true only when all conditions are true. When all conditions are met, it will return true. And if there is any one condition fails, it will return as false. So So you can see like syntax is and condition one, condition two, and this is a scenario. So check if the score is between 60 and 90 and both the condition should meet. Like for example, here you can see equal to and if the B2 cell is greater than or equal to 60. So that's a one condition. Second condition is B2 cell is less than and or equal to 90. So in that case, it is false. So here you can see um, so 75, so 75, obviously it is greater than 60 and less than 90 also. So it is true. Now here it is 45. Now you can see 45 is less than 60, right? So it's a false. Now it is 95. So what my condition it is, it should be either equal to or greater than 60, or it should be equal to or less than 90. This is 95. So again, this is false. So this is what your second function is, and function. Third function is your OR function. Now let's see what OR does it. Return true if any one condition is true. Return false when all condition fails. So any condition when it is met, it is true, or and then if all the conditions are it does not meet, so it returns a false. So here you can see this is a syntax or condition one or condition two. So what is the scenarios? In this case, the scenario it is check if a student is eligible and the score is greater than 60 or attended extra classes C2 is equal to yes. So that's a two condition. So here you can see or B2 is equal to or greater than 60 and C2 it should be yes. So if any one of the condition is going to meet, it will return as a true. And if all the conditions are fail, in that case, it will return as a false. Now let's see here. So here you can see 45. So 45 is less than 60. Now, so this condition is not meeting, but yes, C2 is equal to yes. So one condition it is meeting, so it is true. Then you can see 75. 75 again, it is greater than and equal to more than 60. But your C2 is equal to no. So, but again, this is meeting the condition. So again, it is true. So, and the third scenario, it is 40. So this condition is not meeting, which is a B2 is equal to 60. And C2 is or should also be yes. This is also not meeting. So it is given here as a false. So that is your OR function. Now let's move on with the another function. Another function is a NOT function. So what NOT function does, it reverses a logical value, which means true becomes false and false becomes true. So this is a syntax you can see not logical. And here you can see flag row where the city is not Delhi. So where the city is not Delhi, it should flag the row. So here you can see not A2 is equal to Delhi. Now this is Delhi. So obviously, this is false because it is reversing. This is Mumbai. Now this is false, but it is true because it is not reverse the value. So it is reversing the value. Again, Delhi is true, but since it's a reverse, so again it is false. Then let's see fifth condition. Fifth condition is a IFS condition function. So here you can see test multiple condition in order and return the value if first true once. Cleanse the nested if. So here you can see if condition one, condition two, value two, and true, that's a default. So here what we are doing, assign grade letter based on the score. Let's see what it is doing. If B2 is greater than or equal to 90, now obviously this is greater than 90, then it is A. If B2 is equal to or greater than 80, then it is B. If B2 is greater than or equal to 70, it is C. If B2 is greater than or equal to 60, it is D. Otherwise, it is false. So this is, greater than 90, it is A. This is greater than 83, then this is B. Then it is greater than 70, it is C, then this is D. And 45, since it is not meeting any condition, so it is F, which is, so like this, you can see, this is your if condition. Then you have a if error function. What is if error function does? It returns a custom value if a formula produces an error. Otherwise, return a formula result. So here you can see, like, what is the scenario? Divide the sales unit sold. shows 0 if dividing by 0. So here it is, if error C2 divided by B2 is equal to 0. So here you can see like C2 500 divided by 5, the result is equal to coming 0. So here it has taken as a 100. Now 200 divided by 0, obviously it will be 0. So you can see there is an error coming here. Now 320 divided by 4, again the last value is coming as a 0. So it is showing you as a result as an 80. So that is where we use if error function. Now, seven function, it is if and if plus and. Now, let's see where we can use a combination of a if plus and. So it checks multiple conditions simultaneously. All must be true to get the true result. So it checks your both the condition and it will only give you true if both the conditions are meeting. So here you can see syntax, which is like if and condition one, condition two, value if true and value if is equal to false. So if both the conditions are meeting, it will give you true. If both the conditions, it will give the value. If both the conditions are not meeting, it will give you the false. Anyway, I think even all the condition must be true. Okay. Now here, let's see the scenario. The scenario it is give a bonus only if sales is greater than 10,000 and region is not. So you're getting a bonus if only if it is a sales department and the region is not. So let's see here what we've done. If and B2 is equal to 10,000, that is greater than 10,000 and C2 is equal to not, then you get the term bonus. Otherwise, there is no bonus. Now let's see the condition. So here you can see 12,000. So this is greater than 10,000. That's a one condition it is meeting. And second also C2 it is not. So you're getting a bonus. So here the result is bonus. Then this is also, it is meeting the condition which is more than 10,000. But here you can see the C2 condition is not meeting. So it is no bonus. Then again, the same thing. This is less than your 10,000. So this condition is only not meeting. And this is also not meeting. So here it is no bonus. So that is where we use if plus and. Now let's see where we can use if plus or. So the return the true result if at least one condition is met. So it is like only if one condition is also meeting, you will get your result. So you can see the syntax if or condition one, condition two. If you get the value, if it is true, you again get him the value if it is false. So what value it is, let's see. So flag a product for review if it is out of stock. Once you want to flag the product if it is out of stock or if the rating is less than 3. So that's where you want to flag a product. So what you have done, if or C2 is equal to out of stock. C2 is this one. If it is out of stock, then it will flag. Or D2, the rating it is less than 3. So in this case, if any of your condition is not meeting, it will give you the review. Otherwise, it will give you the OK. So now let's see. So here you can see C2 is equal to out of stock. No, this is in stock, so this is not meeting. Then again, you can see D2 is equal to less than 3. Yes. So one condition it is not meeting, which is just this one. So here the result is coming as a review. Then your this second, this is coming as an out of stock. Yes, this is out of stock. And this is the rating should be less than 3, but this is not meeting. So again, it is review. Now this is in a stock. This is like here you can see C2 is it is out of stock. So in a stock, and this one it is, you can see D2 is equal, your should be less than 3. So this is also not meeting. This is also not meeting. So here the condition is coming as a okay. So this is where you can use if plus or. The next function you can see it is nested if. So let's see that way we can use this. So here you can see if and if inside another if. So how we can use if inside another if. Use for multiple mutually exclusive outcome and you can go up to 64 level deep. Okay, let's see what is this scenario. It is classify the temperature as hot, warm or cold. So where do you want to classify the temperature as a hot, warm or cold? So if B2 is greater than 35, then it is hot. If B2 is greater than 20, it is warm. Otherwise, it is cold. So that's where you can see we are using if condition inside if again. So you can see there's two if coming here. So you can see 38. So if B2 is greater than 35, yes, it is greater than 35, it is odd. Then if B2 is greater than 20, yes, this is greater than 20, so this is warm, and this is less than 20, so this is cold. So this is where you can see you have used nested if. Then there is a switch function it is coming. So let's see where we can use a switch function. Matches an expression against a list of values and return the corresponding result. So if it is matching the expression with the list of the value, then it will give it a result. Like a lookup table in one formula. So let's see here. So here there is a scenario. Convert a day number 1 to 7 to day name. Okay. So here you can see switch A to, if it's equal to 1, then Monday. If it is 2, then Tuesday. 3, it is Wednesday. 4, it is Thursday. 5, it is Friday. And otherwise, it is weekend. So you can see 1, it is Monday. 3, it is Wednesday. 5, it is Friday. So you can see 5, it is Friday. At 6, it is weekend. So like this, you can use all this switch function. Now let's do this, apply all these formula on Excel sheet and see how the result will come. So this is my Excel sheet team, and this is where I'm going to apply all these logic formula. So here you can see we have your formula name. We're going to get your result. And here what is we have to do? And here we have some of the sample data. Now, if you want this sheet, just comment your email ID. We'll send you this template. Now let's see what is your first scenario. So the first scenario it is return pass if a score is equal to or greater than 50. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give here as a equal to sign, and I'm going to write here as a if. I'll open the bracket, and then I will take it here as your, I'll go ahead with the G3. So here I'll take it as a if G3. So what is saying return pass if it is equal to greater than or equal to 50. Now, obviously it is greater than 50. So it will obviously, the result will come as a pass. So if G3 is greater than or equal to 50, so that is what my condition it is. So what it should do, if it is greater than or equal to 50, then it should do pass, inverted comma, close, give comma, or otherwise is going to fail. So this fail and inverted comma close and close the bracket also. Press enter. Now you can see this is coming as a pass. Now obviously we know that this is more than 50, so it is passed. The second formula, it is true only if both the conditions are met. So it will show you true when both the conditions are met. So what we're going to do, I'm going to come here and I'm going to give here as a equal to sign, and I'll write here as your and then I'll open the bracket here. So what I'll do, your if G3 is greater than 50, that's my one condition, and then I'll take it as a G3 again if it is less than 100. So in this case, obviously my both the conditions are meeting, right? Then only you will get it as a true. So here, if I press enter, so you can see it is coming as true. So what I have given, if it is more than 50, less than 100. Now, obviously, it is falling under both the category. It is 85, so it has given me the true. So that is where you can use and. Now, let's see where we can use or. Or we can use true if any condition is met. So any one condition it is met, it will give you the or. Let's see. So here I'm going to give equal to sign, and here I'll give here as a or. I'll open the bracket. What I'm going to give here, if G3 is greater than 90. Now this condition is not meeting, right? But remember it's a or, so any one condition should meet. Or if G3 is equal to 100. Now this is also not 100, right? So it will give you the false value because none of the conditions are meeting. So here if I press enter, now you can see it is coming as a false. But if one condition it is meeting, it will give it a true. Then let's see where we can use not. Not is basically it is reverse the value. So true will become false and false will become true. So let's see what it is. Here I'll give equal to sign and I'll write here as a not. I'll open the bracket here and I will give here as a G3 is equal to 0. Now this is obviously not equal to 0. So what it will give you, so this will give answer should come here as a false, but because it is giving you as a reverse value, so it will give you the true. So here you can see it is giving you the true. More of all these detailed theme I have already shown you on PPT. So if you want to check on PPT, you can check it on the PPT. Let's see where we can use IFS. Multiple if condition at once. If there is a multiple if condition at once, if you want to use, so let's do here. So I'll give here as a equal to sign, and I'll give here as a if. And then what I'll do, I'll open the bracket. If G3 is greater than or equal to 90, so in that case, what it should do, it should give it the value A. Then again, I'll give here as a comma, and then again, I'll give here as a if function. Then if here open the bracket, and again, I'll give here as a G3 is greater than 81. So here, if G3 is greater than or equal to 81, in this case, what I'll do, I want the value B. So here I want this value B. Then again, let's put one more condition. So if your G3, so in this case, if it is greater than or equal to 70, so what it should do in this case, it should give you the value C. So if you want like this, you can, other than A, B, C, if there is any other detail it is coming, what it should do, it should give you the F. So here, I'll take it as a F, and then I'll close the bracket here. So how many bracket we have open? 1, 2, and 3. So I need to give 2 more. 2 and 3 here. Press enter. You can see it is giving you the B. Why it is giving you the B? Because G3 is greater, equal to or greater than 81. Yeah, that's true. It is greater than or equal to 81, right? So here it is 85. Then you can see if error. So let's see where we can use if error. So if error, we can use catches error and shows you the message. So it will catch error and it will show you the message. Let's see. If I give here as a equal to sign, so if I give here as a if error, and then if I open the bracket, so in this case, what I want to do here, I'll take it here as a 10 divided by 0. So if it is giving you this one, it will give you the result. Otherwise, what it will do, it will give you the, I'll give here as a comma, and I'll give here as a, right here as a double R error here. And exclamation mark here. So I want this to be returned here, and I'll close the bracket here. And if you press enter, so you can see it is giving you the error here, right? So this is your error function. It will catch as error and it will show you. Then the next one, it is if plus n. Let's see where we can use a combination of a if plus n. I'll give it as a equal to sign. And here what I'll do, hold on. I'll give here as a equal to sign, and I will give here as a if. I'll open the bracket, and here I'll give here as a and. Again, I'll open the bracket. So what I'll do, I'll select it as a G3. If G3 is greater than or equal to 50, and obviously it is greater than 50. So in this case, I'll give here as a comma. So that is my one condition. And second condition it is, so in this case, if G3 is less than or equal to 100. So what it should do, I'll close a bracket here. I'll give here as a comma. Then in this case, it should give me the valid, or otherwise what it should do, it should give me the invalid. And then I will close this and I'll close the bracket here. So what I have done, if G3 is equal to, if, so you can see if and. So if and if G3 is equal to 50, greater than or equal to 50, yes, this is greater than 50. And if G3 is less than or equal to 100, now this is obviously less than, it is valid. Both the conditions are meeting. So it will give me the valid value. So here you can see valid, it is coming. Let's see where we can use if plus or. So if combined with or, where we can use. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to give here as a equal to sign. If I'll open the bracket or, and then again I'll open the bracket. If G3 is equal to 0. Now obviously this condition it is not meeting, right? So I'll give here as a comma. And then what I'll do, I'll take it here as your, again, if your G3 is equal to 100. So if G3 is equal to 0, or if G3 is equal to 100, in this case, both the conditions are not meeting here, right? So what I want, so in this case, it should give me the extreme, and then close, or otherwise it should give me the normal, right? So what my condition it is, if or if G3 is equal to 0, and then or if G3 is equal to 100, in both the cases, my condition is not met. If the condition is meeting, it will give me the extreme. Otherwise, it will give me the normal. Okay. So here, if I press enter, so here you can see because both the conditions are not meeting, so it has given me the normal value. Let's see where we can use a nested if. So if inside another if function, so two if function we're going to use. So here I'll give it as a equal to sign. So if I'll open the bracket, if G3 in this case is greater than or equal to 19, or this condition is not meeting. So what it should do, it should give me the excellent, excellent, and I'll close the inverted comma. I'll give here as a comma. Take it here as a if. Again, I'll open the bracket. If G3, in this case, what it should do, G3 is equal to 70. So in this case, you can see here, if it is equal to 70, um, then in this scenario, if it is equal to 70, then otherwise it should give me if it is equal to 70, in that case, it should give me good. Otherwise, it should give me the poor. I think let's also use here as a equal to or greater than, no, this is greater than here. So if I use greater than, so here you can see first thing it is, if G3 is greater than or equal to 19, or this condition is not mean, so excellent, you'll not get. If G3 is greater than or equal to 70, so in this case, what you want? I want this to be good. So here it is good. Otherwise, if it is not even meeting that also, so it should give me the poor. So I'll close the inverted comma and close the bracket also here. So how many bracket we have done? We have taken two bracket here. So I'll put two bracket here. Now you can see it is giving me two, obviously, because it is meeting the second condition here, right? So here you can see it is coming as a good. Now let's see the last function, which is a switch, matches a value to a list. So it should match a value to a list. So what I'm going to do, I'll give it as a equal to sign. If open the bracket. So I'll take it as a weekdays here. So if weekdays, so in this case, today, I'll take it as scenario as a today here. Open the bracket, close the bracket. So what it should do, so it should return the value, so if it is today, so in this case, it should return the value 1. So, and what it should return it? It should return it as Sunday. Sunday here, and I'll close the bracket here, in inverted comma. Then I'll give it again as a if, then again, if it is weekdays here, and I'll take it again as a scenario today. So this is today, and open the bracket and close the bracket here. Then if it is your today, then what it should do, it should give you the value. So it should give me the value here. What it should give me the value, which is 2. Okay. So what it should be 2? 2, it should be Monday. So 2, it should be Monday here. And is comma, I think I've forgotten. So 2, it should be Monday. Inverted comma close. Other than this, Sunday and Monday, what it should give me? It should give me other. Okay, and I'll inverted comma close, and I'll close the bracket here. There's something which is happening here. So there is something which is wrong. If weekdays is equal to today, then if it is 1 is equal to 1 here. I think there's a comma which is missing from here. Right. So you can see, so today is Sunday, so it has returned as a Sunday here. Right. So what I have done, if weekday is equal to today, if it is 1, then it should return me Sunday. So obviously it is 1, so it is giving me the Sunday here. So like this team, you can see your all these functions. Once again, if you want this Excel sheet, just comment your email ID. I'll send you this Excel sheet. In the next Excel sheet, we're going to use see the how we can use a lookup value. All right, so I'll stop this session here. Hi team. In today's session, we're going to understand how we can do lookup formula and how we can do H lookup function. So, so let's go ahead and see, how we can do VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Now, before we do that on Excel sheet, let's understand what is basically it's a VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is nothing, it's just a vertical lookup. So in this case, basically what you do, you search for the value for the first column. And since you're looking for the vertical lookup, what basically you're doing, you're searching for the column. This is a syntax of what you do. And now this is an example for example here, like find the salary for an employee E003. So this is E003 and you want to find the salary for this employee. So what you do, you give a formula which is VLOOKUP and then you give what do you want to find. So you give E003. So this is what you want to find from this column, and then you give your range which is from A2 to D6. And what do you want? You want the fourth this whatever the fourth value which is there to display, and false means it's a the actual amount should be displayed. So here you can see it is displaying you 62,000. So this is what basically it's a vertical lookup. Let's see what is horizontal lookup. So horizontal lookup it searches for the first row and then return the value for the specified row. So in this case, we make a search with a column. So for example, here, find the sales in Q3. So this is Q3 and we want to find the sales. Uh, so in this case, what we do H lookup, and in this case, what do we do? We are searching for the Q3 column. So here you can see like horizontal lookup. So we're searching for the Q3 column. You give your range, which is from 72 to 53, and then you want the second value to be displayed. So from horizontal, if you look at this, this is the first value, this is the second value, and then it is giving you the 87,000. So this is how you do the H lookup. We'll see this on Excel sheet also with an example. So now there is an index. Now let's see what is index. Index returns a value at the intersection of a given row number and a column range. So it's basically it's an intersection of a row and column. So that's what is going to give you the value. For example, here, get the value at the row 3. So you can see this is a row 3 and column 2 of range A2 to D6. So this is a row 3 and column 2. So here it's giving the Rahul. So you can see it is giving Rahul. So what they have done index, which is A2 to D6, which is from A2 to D6 is this one. This is third value. So this is 1, 2, 3. But then you want it of a so you can see column 2. So this is a column 2 here. So it is giving you the Rahul. So that is how we do index. Now there is a match. So let's understand what is match. Match is basically it is searches for a value in a range and return its relative position. So it searches its value and return its relative position. For example, you can see find position of E003. So you can see E003, which is an employee here, and you want to find the position in column A. So position in column 8, you want to find out. So what you do, you give a match here, and then you search for your E003. Then you give your range, and then you give your 0. So it is, you can see it is giving it a 3 value. Then you can also do with the index plus match. Let's see how we can do with the index plus match. So index plus match, basically it is match find where the value is. Index fetches what it is there. So this is what index will do. Index will fetch what it is there. So for example, here find the department of an employee named Sneha. So you want to find out the department name. So for the employee, so you can see this is an employee named Sneha, and you want to find out the department. So what you do, index. So you index your all, where do you want to index? And then match, it should be equal to Sneha, which is from B2 to B6. And then you're giving as a 0. So it is giving the IT department. So that is your index plus match. And then you have a X lookup. So what is X lookup? X lookup is nothing, it's just a modern replacement. So, which is like it replaces your VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and even index plus match also it do. For example, here you can see find salary of Priya with fallback. So you want to see find the salary of a Priya with fallback. So you can see X lookup, and then you have a Priya. So you're giving a range from B2 to B6 and D2 to D6. And so here, if the value it is there, it is fine. If it is not there, it will give you not found. So here you can see the value it is there, which is 72,000. So that this is how you can do your X lookup. Now let's see all these things on an Excel sheet and how we can do your all these formula, how we can apply on Excel sheet. So if I come here on Excel sheet, so this is the sheet we have been using. And since it's a series for the Excel for the beginners, so we're going to, so today's topic it is VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So this is my sample data. And what we're going to do, so this is the formula that we're going to apply. So you can see all these function. So let's start with the first one, which is VLOOKUP. So what I want in the VLOOKUP, I want to find out find Carol by ID 103. So you can see this is the ID and this is 103. So what I want to do, I want to find out the find Carol by ID 103. So I just want to find out by 103 what is the whose name it is. So what I'll do, I'll give here as a equal to sign. And after giving here as a equal to sign, I'll give here as a VLOOKUP. So you can see VLOOKUP, open the bracket here. And then what I'll do, I'll give up here for the ID, which is 103. So here you can see I've given the ID, I'll give comma, then you can see table array, which table array you want. So I'll select it from your this table to your end of a table, which is H3 to K7. And then what do you want to find it out? I want to find it out in the your like column 2. So here you can see I'll give in the column 2 whatever the value it is coming. And then if I give here, so you can see there is a true and the false. False is actually the exact match. So I'll give here as a false. So I'll select here as a false. And then what I'll do, I'll close the bracket here. And if I press enter, so you can see it has given me the Carol. So with the ID 102, 3, I have find out what is the name in the column 2, which is Carol. Then there is another, with the same formula, let's also do the, another example, which is a VLOOKUP. And in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to find grade for David. So here you can see this is a David and this is a grade. So I'll come here, I'll give here as a equal to sign, and then again, I'll give here as a VLOOKUP. So VLOOKUP, again, open the bracket. So what I want to find the grade for David. So here, find the grade for the David. So what I'll do, I'll give here as a 104, which is my, which I want. So what is the table array? I'll give this all these as a table array. And then after this, what I'll do, I want to find it out your column. What is there in the column 4? So here I'll give here as a column 4. And again, I'll give here as a comma, and then I want the false value to be there. So I'll select it here as a false, and then I will close the bracket. So here you can see I've closed the bracket. If I press enter, so here you can see it has given me F. So which means for your David, which is 104, the grade it is F. So this is how you can use your VLOOKUP. And now let's see how we can use a HLOOKUP. So here lookup, so you can see look across the row 2 for the score. So you can see this is a row, and so this is a row. In this case, what we're going to do, we're going to find out the look across for the score. So what is the score for ID 102? So that's what we're going to find out. So here I'll give it as a equal to sign, and I'll give it as a H lookup. I'll open the bracket. So what I want to find it out, I want to find it out score. right? So here it is. I'll give it as a score. This is what I want to find it out. Inverted comma close. I'll give here as a comma. And from which range I want? I want to select it from your range, which is your H2 to oh, I have to select it everything. So from your this range to this range. And after this, I'll give here as a comma. So what I want to find it out is score. So score is the third column. So here I'll give here as a uh, third one. And then, what it should do, it should give me the exact match. So here again, I'll give this comma and I'll select here as a false. And then I'll close the bracket here, press enter. You can see it has given me the 672 value. So this is what we have done. Look across the row 2 for the score. So looking at the across row 2 for the score is 72. Now let's see how we can find out the index. So here you can see index, get the third item from the name list. So you can see this is a name list and the third item it is coming as a Carol. So let's see how we can do that. So I'll give here as a equal to sign. And in this case, I'll give here as a index. So this is index. I'll open the bracket and I want this range from which is your I3 to your I7. So this is, I will give this here. And then so what I'll do, and then what is the, this column number I want the column number to be third because that's what it says. Get the third item from the name list, right? So third item from the name list, and then I'll close the bracket here. So you can see it has given me the Carol. So this is how you do your index. Now let's see how we can do the mash formula. So in this case, what we're going to do, we're going to find the row position of ID 102. So this is the ID which is 102, and we're going to find it out which row it is. So I'll come here and I'll give here as your equal to sign. Then I'll give here as a match. Open the bracket and I want to find it out what is your row for 102. So I'll give here as a 102 and then I'll give here as a, comma and then from which to which I want. I want this from your H3 to H7. This is my, and I want exactly your, so this, I'll take it as the exact match, which is here. You can see it's coming as a 0. So I'll take it as an exact match, and then I will close this bracket. So it has given me the 2. So you can see it has given me the row number 2, which is there for your 102. Then let's see how we can apply for the index plus match. And so again, I'll give here as a equal to sign, and then I'll type it as an index. Open the bracket here, and then I'm going to select this range from your uh, I3 to I7. And then again, I'll give here as a comma. Now it's asking me the your row number. So I'll give it as a match. So match, open the bracket. So I'll give it as a for which one you want. I want for 105. And then again, I'll give this comma here. So I'll give this from H3 to H7. And then I'll give this comma. And then you can see 0, which is an exact match. And then I will close the bracket here. Press it. Okay. So you can see answer is giving you as a EVA. So find the name for ID 105. So here you can see it is giving me the EVA. Now let's see how we can use the X lookup. X lookup is a modern lookup for ID 103. So here you can see it is 103. So we're going to find it out. So if I come here, so if I give this here as your uh, uh, you know if error. So if error, open the bracket and I'll give here as an index. And then again, open the bracket. So I'm going to select here as a I3 to I7. That is what my range. And I want to find it out here as a match. So this is a match and open the bracket. So I want to find it out for 105. I think there was something else here, 106, but text has disappeared. So 105. So I'll take it as a 105 and then again give this comma. And then in this case, H3 to H7. And then again give this comma. And then I'll give it as a exact match I want. And then I'll close a bracket here. And then I will give this comma. If it find a match, it is fine. If it does not find a match, it should give me not found. Not found. So again, I'll inverted comma close and then close the bracket here. So you can see here if I give this. So it is, actually, this is coming for 103. So instead of this for here, what we have taken as your H7, so you can give it for the H5. So if I give this H5 here, so it is giving me the carol. So here you can see it has given me the carol. Then let's see how we can apply again XLOOKUP. This time score lookup using XLOOKUP. So we want to find out the score. So let's come here. So again, I'll give it as a equal to sign. And if I'll give it as a if error, and then I'll open the bracket, I'll give here as an index. And then here I'll select it as your I3 to I7. And then I'll give it as a match. And then again open the bracket here. So what I want to find, I want to find it out for 103 again. So I'll take it as a 103, and then again I'll give this comma. So what is my table? So I'll take it from your H3 to H7. I'll give this here as a 0, close this. And again, if it finds, it's fine. If it does not find, it should give me not found. Not found. Again, I'll close the inverted comma and close the bracket also. So if I give here, again, it has given me the Carol name, right? So like this team, you can use your XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP formula. If you want this Excel sheet, just comment your email ID. We'll send you this Excel sheet. So I'll stop this session here. And in the next session, we will see how we can do the conditional, how we can apply the conditional count. So, okay, team. Hi, team. In today's session, we're going to understand what is conditional count and the sum formula. So let's go ahead. And since we have started the series for Excel for beginners, so let's go ahead and see how we can do conditional count. So so you can see, so we have a countif function. So what countif function does, it counts the cell in a range that meet one condition. So if it is meeting one condition, it will give you the, your result. So for example, you can see this is a formula. So which is count, the range from this apple to banana. And we want to count how many apples are there. So in this case, if you give this like countif A2 to A7 and you want to count apple. So in this case, how many times does the apple appear? So it is appearing 3 times. So you can see also here 1, 2, and 3. The second formula it is how many sales are greater than 400. So you can see this C column and we want to find it out how many sales are greater than 400. So if you give this formula, which is counter C2 to C7, and then which it should be greater than 400. So you can see there are 4 sales which is greater than 400. Then the third one, it is coming count of mango entries. So you can see like your column one. So rather column two, it is like you can see there you have a product. And so if you want to count it, how many mango entries are there? So if you give this and you give your range, and then if you give your mango, so you will see there are 2 entries which is coming. So you can see mango also 1 and 2. Then if you want to count your how many sales are equal to or less than 300. So in this case, you can see you have given counter C2 to C7 because sales is here in C2 to C7 and then equal to or less than 300. So you can see the entries is coming 2. So let's count it also 1 and 2. So there are 2 entries. So you can see which is less than 300. So result is also showing as a 2. Now let's move on with the next function. The next function, it is count if s, and let's see, when we can use this count if s. So count tells that that meets multiple conditions simultaneously. So in this case, if you have a multiple condition and it should meet. So that is where we use count if s. Like for example, again with the same, you can see we have a data here and we're going to give you a formula as a count if s. And so what actually we want to count? We want to count apple and the north region. So basically, we want to count how many apples are there from the product A and specifically in the north region from the third column. So if I give this formula here, count it as A to is you to A7. This is my range, which is A2 to A7, this one. And the first one it is to count apple. How many apples are there? Then B2 to B7, which is my column 3. And in this one, I want to count the north. So here you can see both the condition, it is given me as a 1. So you can see 1 and 2 and 3 apple, but 1 is apple is here north, second is east, and third is west. So there is only one condition which is meeting with the apple with the north. So it has given me one result. Now, second, I want to count mango with sales. So you can see mango with sales, which is greater than, 300. So mango with sales, which is greater than 300. So you can see one mango, two mango, and this is greater than 300. Acha, the greater than 300. So this is not counted, and this is 450, which should be counted. So here you can see count if S, and then you have given as a range, which is A2 to A7. And then first thing you want to do is to count the mango. Then the second condition it is C2 to C7, and it should be greater than 300. So you can see C2 to C7, and it should be greater than 300. So the result is coming as a 1. So like this, you can use count if S function. Then the third function, it is sum if. So what sum if does? Sum values where one condition is met. So in this case, it will value, when one condition it is met, so it will give you the result. So here you can see, so again with the same, the data range we have. So total sales for Apple. So we want to count out total sales for Apple. So what we have given sum if A2 to A7. So from A2 to A7, we have to find out your Apple, and then C2 to C7. C2 to C7. So we want to find it out total sales for Apple. So here you can see it is giving me 1800. Now the second, formula it is like total sales in the north region. Now this time we want to find it out total sales in the north region. So we're going to give you as a sum if B2 to B7. So this is a range which is north region. In this case, we want to find it out north region. And then C2 to C7, and then close the bracket. So here you can see total sales in the north region, it is 950. Then you have your sum if, so what we actually want to find it out, sum of sales above 400. So in this case, you can see sum if, which is equal to, C2 to C7. So C2 to C7, sum of sales above 400. Okay, so we want to figure it out. The sales which is above 300. So you have given above greater than 400. And from which range? C2 to C7 again. So it has given me 2250. The last one, it is total banana sales. So you can see somewhere, which is your range A2 to A7. And in this one, I want to find it out banana and then C2 to C7. So in this case, C2 to C7, it is 200. So banana, it is only one. So here you can also see it has given me the result only 200. Now let's see next function. So next function, it is your if S. And if S is some value that meets multiple condition. So in this case, it should meet with a multiple condition. So, so here you can see some Apple sales for the North region. So you have given as a sum if S and C2 to C7. So C2 to C7. So first thing what you, want to do, and then you have given as a, so A2 to A7, then you have given as an Apple, and then B2 to B7, you have given as a you want to find it out for not. So you can see here it is coming as a 500. See, in the previous one where we had used sum if, there was a one condition it was meeting, but here there are two conditions it is meeting, multiple condition rather. Then another, it is like mango sales where amount is greater than 300. So mango sales where amount is greater than 300. Okay, so we have given some if C2 to C7 because this is a range that we want. And then A2 to A7, in this we want to figure it out for mango sales. So we have given as a mango. Then C2 to C7, it should be greater than 300. So you can see it is giving you 450 results. So here also you can see this is equal to 300, but we have given as a greater than 300. So greater than 300, it is only 450. Then the next function, it is average if. Let's see what is average is. Average if calculates the average of cell where one condition is meeting. So in this case, we are calculating the average where one condition it is meeting. So let's see. So again, the same, the data range we have, and in this case, average Apple sales. So what it is doing, so average Apple sales. So here you can see average Apple sales. And we know that average is nothing, it's just a mean formula. So here also you can see average if A2 to A7. So first thing we want to figure it out Apple. So in this case, you can see Apple, we have figured it out, and then C2 to C7. Now C to C7, it is basically we want to figure it out the mean. So you can see it has given me 300, and it's also telling that how this calculation is coming. So 500 plus 700 plus 600 divided by 3, that is how we calculate the mean formula. Second, it is average of sales above 300. So we have given average, which is C2 to C7. And then we have given, we want to calculate greater than 300, C2 to C7. So you can see, and this is a mean formula. So it is giving as a 550 reserve. So that was the way we can find out the mean condition. Now let's see with the next function. Next function, it is average if S. Now let's see where we can use average if S. Calculates the average of a multiple condition. In average if we have seen one condition, and if average S, wherever it is S coming in, it is you're calculating the multiple function. Now let's see again. So we have a same data range, and in this one, how we are calculating? We are calculating average of not sales. So average of not sales. So you can see this is your region and this is your sales. Okay. So what we have given average if S, which is C2 to C7, and this is what we want to calculate. Then we have given B2 to B7, B2 to B7. We want to calculate the north region in this case. So we have given as a north. And then again C2 to C7, we have given greater than 400. So you can see it is calculating your average, which is more than for the North Sale region, it is giving you 407. Do remember it's a mean calculation. So wherever it is greater than 400, so it will take it all and then it will divide by the number of, it is coming. So answer is giving as a 475. Then another formula it is average Apple sales outside East. So we want to figure it out average Apple sales, which is outside the East region. So again, we have given because there's a two multiple condition it is coming here. So average if S, which is C2 to C7, and then from A to A7, we want to find it out how many apples are there. And then B2 to B7, we want, outside East region. So whatever it is outside East region, it will calculate everything and then it will give you the mean detail. So answer is giving you as a 550. Now let's see the next function. The next function, you can see count blank function. So what count blank function it is? Count blank function, count empty cells. So it will count empty cells. Now let's see how we can get this one. So what we want, empty name cell. This is a name detail. So this is a name, this is a score, and this is a grade. So we want to find it out how many empty cells. Now, obviously, there is only one. So you can see count blank A2 to A7, which is giving you the one result here. And the missing is score. Missing score also, there are two score which is missing. So count blank B2 to B6, it is giving you the two. So we can also see that here there is a two, the data which is missing. Then we have a count A function. So let's see what is count A function it does. What count A function counts non-empty cell, which means non-empty cell. Like for example, here you can see like the name function. There are four, cell where you have a data which is present. So it is counting non-empty cell. Empty cell is only one, but non-empty cell it is four. So let's see how we can use this. So you can see fill name cell. So we want to find it out fill name cell and we have given count A function. Obviously it is 4. The second one, it is a score entered. So score entered here, you can see it is, so you have given count A, which is B2 to B6 and answer is giving you as a 3. So like this, you can use count A function. Now let's see all these practically on Excel sheet, how we can do this. So I'll come to my Excel sheet. And here in Excel sheet, we have a condition count. and we're going to apply all these formula here. So the first formula it is coming, count row where department is equal to HR. So you can see this depart. So this is your data. And in this department, we want to count how many HR are there in this particular department. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give here as a equal to sign, and then I'll give here as a count if. So count if is coming here. So I'll select it as a count if. And what is the range? My range, it is from G3 to your G7, G10 rather. So I've given as a G3 to G10. And then what I'm going to give here, I'm going to give her as a comma. And then what do I want to find it out? I want to find out the HR department. So here again, inverted comma close and then bracket close and press enter. So you can see it has given you the three result. So let's count it out 1, 2, and 3. So we have a 3 row where you can see HR department. Now let's move on with the next one. Count sales greater than 600. So I want to count it out. This is a sales column and I want to count out how many sales which are greater than 600. So I will give here as a equal to sign and I'll give here as a count again as a if. So count if here and then again what is my range? I'll give this my range. This is my range. And then I will give here as a comma. And then what do I want to find? I want to find greater than 6,000, right? So here I'll give it as a 6,000 inverted comma close and close a bracket plus enter. So you can see the result is coming here as a 5. Then let's move on with the next formula. Next formula it is count IT department in South region. So you can see my department is here and here region is this column here. So I want to find it out how many IT departments are there in the North region. Now there is a multiple condition in this, right? One is IT department and another is a region. So what we're going to do, we're going to use count if s. So I told the team whenever we use s wherever we have a multiple condition. So I'm going to give here as a equal to sign, and then what I'm going to give here as a count if s, count if s, you can see this is the one, open the bracket, and then what I'm going to give here as a count IT department in South region. So I'm going to give this range. So this is the range I want. And from this range, what I want to find it out IT, department here. Close inverted comma, give comma here. And then what is my next condition? Count IT department in South region. So I want to find it out South region it is here. So this is the range for this one. And then after that, what I want, I'll give here as a comma. And in this one, I want to find it out South region. So this South region and then close the bracket. And if I press enter, you can see and the result, it is coming as a 2. So here also you can see there is 1, 2, and 3 IT department, but in the South region. So South region, it is 1, 2, and this is your IT, it is not, right? So there's a 2, so answer is also coming as a 2. Let's move on with the next formula. So next formula it is total sales for sales department. Acha, department is here. So you have a 2 sales department and I want to find it out total sales for this one. Acha. Okay, so this plus and this it will show you. So what I'm going to give it, I'm going to give it as a equal to sign and then I'll give it as a sum if because there is a one condition here. So I'll select this range, total sales for sales department. So in this case, I'll select this. This is my range. And from this range, what I want to find out the sales. So I'll give you a comma. And this one, I want to find it out the sales, this department. Then comma here. And then from sales department, what I want the total sales. So in this case, again, this is my range. This is my range. And after giving my range, I will give here as your, close the bracket here, press enter. And then you can see this is I think this plus this, it comes to be 17,700. The next formula we have here is the sum of a sales above 7,000. So I want to find it out sum of a sales above 7,000. So in this case, I'll give it as an equal to sign and I'll give it as a sum if. So here I'll take it as a sum if, and then what I'm going to give here, I want to find it out Sum of a sales above 7,000. Sum of a sales. Okay, so this sales department it is talking about. So sum of a sales above your 7,000. Achha, there is no department here, right? They have specified. So sum of a sales above 7,000. Okay, so I'll select this range in that case. Then I'll give this comma. And then what I want greater than 7,000, right? So I want greater than 7,000, inverted comma, close. Again, I'll give this comma. And then what is the range? So you can see again, it is asking me what is the range. Again, this is the range, right? Because that's the only condition which I want. And then I'll close the bracket here. So you can see answer is giving you 32,600. So more than 7,000, so it is giving you the total sum of all these detail. It is 32,600. Let's move on with the next formula. So next formula is IT department South region total. Okay, so IT department, that's a one condition. So first it is find it out the IT department. And then from your this column, I want to find it out the South region. So IT department, how many this sales for the IT department which is coming in the South region. So what I'll do, IT department South region total. Achha. So IT department South region and total sales I want to find it out. So I'll give here as a, so there's a two condition which is meeting here. So I'll give here as a equal to sign, and then I'll use here as a sum if s. So sum if s, I'll open the bracket. So IT department South region sale. So IT department South region sale. So first I want the South region sale. So I'll select my range from your this detail. And in this detail, then I'll give this comma here. Then again, you can see it is asking me the, this criteria. So what I want, IT department South region sale. Then I'll select it from your this one. I want to find it out the IT department, and then I'll give here as a comma, and I want to find it out the IT department. Inverted comma close. Give here as a comma, and then from here also I want to find it out only for the South region sale. So I'll select this South region again, and after selecting it South region, comma, and then in inverted comma, I'll give here as a from this range I want to find it out South. Inverted comma close and close the bracket here. Press enter so you can see the total sales for the IT region. It is coming as a 14,100. Then we have a next formula here, which is coming as a average sales for HR department. So this is here we want to find out the average. So then HR department here. So average sales for HR department. Okay, so there's a one condition here. So I'll give here as a equal to sign, and then what I want the average. So here I'll write here as a average if. So average if I want average sales for HR department. So I'll give this range from here to this one. And what do I want to find it out? I want to find out the HR department, inverted comma close, and then again comma. What do I want to do? Average sales for HR. So average sales. So here again, I'll give you my range. So this is the range here. So average sales for HR department, and then I'll close the bracket here. Close the bracket here, press enter. So you can see average, which is 4,400. So average is nothing, team. It is a mean. Then the next formula, it is average IT South sales. Okay. So this is average. You want to find it out the mean for IT division for the South region and the total sales. There's a multiple condition. So in this case, we're going to use the average if S. So here I'll give here as a equal to sign, and then I'll give here as a average if S, and then I will average IT South sales. Okay, so average IT South sales. So first thing it is South sales. I'll select this here. So this is my range. Um, so I want here this range, and then I'll give here as a comma. Then what is it? Average IT South sales. So average, so I want to find, I'll give again this range here, and from this range, I want to find it out the IT. So here, I'll give this in inverted comma. I'll give this here as a IT, inverted comma, close. And then again, I'll give this here as a comma. And then I want, that it has gone what I was supposed to do. I think it was for South region. So again, I'll select it here as a South region here and comma, and then I'll select it here as a South. And then inverted comma close and close the bracket, press enter. So it is giving 7050, so South region here. So like this thing, you can change if you want to find it out north or east, whatever it is, you can figure it out. Then the next formula it is your count empty cell, but there is no empty cell here. Okay. So count empty cell for which one? Okay, let's take it as a this department, but there is no empty cell. So I'll select it equal to sign, and I'll give it as a count. Because when you're counting empty cells, so I'll use count blank. And from which range to which range you want, I'll select this range. So answer will give you the zero because there is no range here. Close the bracket, press enter. So you can see answer is giving you as a zero. And the last formula it is like count non-empty cell. So if I take it as a department, so obviously there are total eight your field which is there and all are filled. So it will take it as a count non-empty cell. So non-empty cell there are total eight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will give you the eight results. So I'll give it as a equal to sign and I'll give it as a count A. And then what is the range I want? I'll select it this range only and press enter. So if I press enter, you can see answer is giving me the 8. So this is how team we use the conditional count and the sum formula. Again, if you want this Excel sheet, just drop in your email ID will send you this Excel sheet. So I'll stop the the session here. All right, team.